listening to Earth Oddity, a weekly odyssey into all the oddity planet Earth has to offer. And now, serving it up are Christopher Tiny Sullivan and John Long.
Tiny, how you doing, man?
What's up, John? How you doing this today?
Oh, great. It's a good afternoon. You know, Blue Angels are going on here in town, and, you know, all the storms have passed. I feel like, you know, it's been a quality day for me. How about yourself?
It's been a good day. My brother-in-law, I don't want to get too far into this, but he is babysitting 3 Syrian kids for the next 72 hours, and
Excellent.
Their names are Malik, Saif, and Turkey.
Okay.
And I had an excellent lunch with them.
Yeah.
And I look forward to, you know, maybe go to the park with them on Monday, or
Right.
we'll see how things shake out. But
Well, I'm
great day.
I'm sure years from now they'll look back at the time they lived with Thor and and they'll think fondly of that. So
Yeah.
for those who don't know, his brother-in-law is, you know, blonde-haired, very Nordic, you know, straight Nordic genes, I believe, you know.
And we can poke fun at him because he owns it. His tag is Thor87.
Yeah, right.
On the back of his yellow
he's
Hummer.
into
So
it.
he's
But,
all about it.
Jared's one of the cooler people you'll ever meet if you happen to run into him. So
Yeah.
I like him. You got any good stories this week?
I have a heavy metal family who unwittingly sparked a mass rescue mission.
Okay, all right. Well, let's see. I have here the poo-poo choo-choo, which a lot of people have heard about. We have a train stalled in Alabama that's just loaded with poop. So poo-poo choo-choo train's pretty good.
Well, what do you want to talk about first?
You know, really, if you want to kick it off, it's fine, or I can. You know, I'm cool either way. This chemtrail one's pretty cool too, especially since the Blue Angels have been flying over.
That's true.
You know, for 2 or 3 days. We'll get into this. This comes to us from Mashable.com. Amazon Alexa chemtrails conspiracy theory. Chemtrails are left by aircraft and are actually chemical or biological agents deliberately sprayed at high altitudes for the purposes undisclosed to the general public in clandestine programs directed by government officials. My Amazon Echo responds when asked, what is a chemtrail?
So you ask Amazon, or you ask Alexa, what's a chemtrail? And she straight up comes out and says,
yes,
biological and chemical agents.
Right. Which people have theorized for a long time. You know, for those not familiar.
It's one of our older conspiracy theories.
Right.
It's been around a while.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're just...
Since we've had planes, we've had chemtrail.
If you're just dipping your toe in the conspiracy pool, like chemtrails are one of the first things you're going to come along, you know. And, you know, for those not familiar, you see planes fly over, they leave those like white lines behind them or whatever. And some people contend that those are chemtrails. So let's be clear here, the article says, chemtrails are not biological agents deliberately sprayed by government officials, despite what conspiracy theory touts. A study published in the journal Environmental Research Letters concluded that the theory was bunk. The study found that 76 out of 77 atmospheric chemists and a geochemist had found no evidence supporting a chemical spraying program by aircraft, which is, I mean, I would imagine.
What do you expect them to say?
Exactly, yeah. So people believe that chemtrails do everything from get us sick to control the weather, to do all kinds of crazy things, you know.
Turn the frogs gay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh.
According to Alex Jones.
Yeah, frogs are gay. I mean, that's really fluoride in the water, but yes, I'm sure chemtrails have a part in that as well. It says actually the chemtrails are actually contrails. That's their actual name. And they're a cloud-like trail produced by aircraft when heat and vapor water is emitted in the cold, dry upper air atmosphere. But Amazon Alexa, as we all know, is a CIA thing. You know, as we heard a few episodes ago, you know, she wouldn't deny that she was made by the CIA. And they apparently forgot to program her not to give the real answer on what a chemtrail is. So I feel like this is validation for all of us conspiracy people out there that chemtrails are real. Alexa definitely thinks they're real, and that you and I are probably getting cancer and our weather is being controlled. I will say the Blue Angels flew around for 3 or 4 days, and then we had tornadoes. So, I don't know if that's, I don't know if correlation equals causation.
And it did happen.
But it did happen.
I didn't think about that until you said it.
It did. They had to cancel the air show yesterday.
They did.
Probably because the Blue Angel guys were like, we need a day off. So let's go up here and put out the tornado chemicals. And next thing you know, we're having bad storms in Tuscaloosa and West Alabama.
Alexa, did the Blue Angels cause the tornadoes yesterday?
Very true, yeah. So Alexa knows what's up. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, and I will say this to anybody out there that has an Amazon Echo. I don't have an Amazon Echo. I do have an Amazon Fire TV stick, and it's got the little microphone button. You just hold it down. You just tell her what you want to watch, and she'll see if she can pull it up. Well, the other day, I told her to play Earth Oddity Podcast, and sure enough, it popped right up.
Nice.
So for anybody out there that's got an Amazon Echo, I would just like to say, Alexa, play Earth Oddity Podcast.
Well, thank you, Mr. CIA man.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though. Technology.
It's pretty neat, yeah.
We're like big time.
We come up when you Google us now.
That's right. Yeah, I know. I mean, we started out so small, and look at us here. We have...
got a website in the works.
Yeah, getting a website going, so you can go to that for all your favorite Earth Oddity, news and or merchandise or whatever.
Yes. Or just to give us money.
Yeah, really, we
Please
just want
give
your
us
money.
money.
Yeah, we just need money. So, yeah.
Well, this next story comes from the BBC, and this is a great story. It is heavy metal campers unwittingly spark mass rescue mission. All right. Someone mistakenly believed the group of heavy metal fans who were sailing to an island for a sinister suicide pact. This happened in Scotland.
Ooh.
Okay.
The heavy metal people are kind of, they'll jump into some suicide stuff real quick.
Yeah, but I will say, I feel like sometimes they're they're misaligned or...
Yeah. Well, I think that people view metalheads in a certain way.
People fear what they are scared of, what they don't understand.
Some of the nicest people I've ever known have been metalheads. Right. I'll say that. And I happen to like metal myself, kind of older metal. Yeah. But, I'm not into all the new stuff because I'm just too old to pick up a lot of new music. But
well, fortunately for you, there's not a lot of new metal.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, I mean, I can still get down with Iron Maiden with the best of you.
We had a hilarious story this morning in the Sunday school
where
our Sunday school teacher, he tried to be culturally relevant to the guy in the gas station who was listening to Godsmack.
Right, yes. Right.
And he tried to share Skillet with him.
Yes.
I'm not sure how it went over. But
I feel like if you find out, okay, if I had nothing to know about metal and I'm like, well, what you listen to? He's like, Godsmack. I'll be like, is that a Christian band? Like, that's your door opening right there. Yeah. And then you come back with, well, maybe you should check out Stryper or Petra or whoever. Which I saw Stryper in concert, I said, when I was like in 7th grade on a youth trip, and the only real thing I remember about that concert is that there were 2 people behind me who just sucked face the whole concert. Just made out as hard as they could. So, and they weren't from our church. They were from another church, but yeah. No, anyways, all right. Back to your story. Sorry.
No, that's fine. The friends told ghost stories around their campfire on a tiny island on Loch Leven on Sunday night. But little did they know that police helicopters, boats, and fire crews had been dispatched to, air quotes here, save them.
Wow.
After smashing windows in their 2 cars that were parked on the shore looking for suicide notes that maybe they was afraid they may have left, the boats made their way to the island. They were rescued. There they rescued campers David Henderson, a teacher from Glasgow, Aberdeen University lecturer, Panandus Phyllis, and civil engineer Ross Anderson, along with their 10-year-olds, Natalia Teo and Jude Anderson, and their 7-year-old Andrew Vasilidis, and a dog named Jazz. David Henderson, singer with black metal band Nightopia, told the BBC, "We are just a group of friends who like to go wild camping, drink beer, and listen to heavy metal music."
Okay.
We parked the cars opposite Loch Leven Castle and did a safety briefing before we rode over to the island. A woman from historic Scotland told us we weren't allowed to camp there, so we rode away to another island and then we camped over there. We set up our teepee and we got a fire going with lots of nice food. We were sitting around the fire telling ghost stories, and that's when we started seeing loads of weird lights in the sky and across the water, and then there were even more of them. The lights seemed to come towards us, and the dogs started barking. It was very surreal, and we didn't really know what it was. It was like something out of a movie, like some kind of X-Files episode. So what's all this going on?
So, yeah, they're just going on a good family camp out, right?
Well, we thought if it came to it that we would grab the kids and we would get in a boat and we would get away from there. We killed the fire because we didn't know who it was, and we didn't want the lights in the sky and on the other side of the lake, to see where they were. And then when the lights got closer, we realized it was a rescue team, and we could hear them over their radios that they wanted us off the island. So the group had to take their equipment apart quickly, and the rescuers took them off the island by boat. When the adults reached the shore, there were fire engines, police cars, and ambulances. Mr. Henderson said, I think there were 22 vehicles there and about 50 to 70 people, and it was bizarre. They were taken to the ambulance, and they were putting thermometers in our ears as we walked to the ambulance, and then they were checking our pulses. They told us the reason that they put our car windows out was because they thought something sinister was going on, and they were looking for suicide notes. The adults were questioned by police who were concerned about a possible kidnapping, and once police established there was no one in danger and the children were all entitled to be there, the police and the rescue teams left. Mr. Henderson said they kind of made us feel as if we did something wrong, but when they realized we were just a bunch of good friends taking our kids on a heavy metal camping trip, that was the end of it. Nowhere on the island did it say that it was a protected heritage site. The group who were prepared for a night's camping on the island ended up having a more uncomfortable night instead. We were left in the dark, in the cold, with no fire. We couldn't drive away because we'd had a couple beers around the campfire,
Yeah.
And also, let's remember that their windows have been knocked in,
right,
so they can't get in there and get warm either. They rescued us from an environment in which we were absolutely safe and comfortable to an environment that was freezing cold with our car windows broken out. It was a total overreaction. After a cold night in the cars, the group had to pay for replacement windows. Mr. Henderson put the incident down to the group's appearance. The kids had some face paint and the adults were all dressed in black. He said because we were dressed in black and we looked like heavy metal fans, people sometimes assume we are dangerous.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Despite the drama, the episode has not put them off. He said apart from all that, it was fun. The kids were calm, and we are used to going wild camping, so it was just another adventure, really. The group were rescued from Reed Bower Island north of Levenlock Castle. The castle is where Queen Mary of Scots was imprisoned in 1567. The ruin is looked after by Historic Environment Scotland, while other islands are maintained by Scottish National Heritage. A spokeswoman for Police Scotland said, we were called regarding a concern for a group of people on Sunday at around, I believe, 1900 hours at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Inquiries were carried out along with the Scottish Fire and Rescue Service, and they were all traced safe and well at around midnight. So apparently this family just shows up to go on this camping trip, and they're listening to a bunch of heavy metal music, and they ask this lady for direct. She tells them they can't be there, so they go to this other island. I guess because they were dressed in black and because their kids had face paint and looked like they were ready for Halloween. She said that immediately she goes to, there's a suicide pact.
Yes.
They're going out there to kill themselves.
Well, I will say metal fans, they tend to look a little menacing, Right. I mean, just the way it goes. I think they would admit that themselves. I think that's part of the
Well, you're not going to sell as much music if you get up there and you look like Justin Bieber or something,
yes. And we shouldn't judge people on appearances, but we all do in some way or another. So I noticed, because used to when I was in the restaurant, I wore shorts and a T-shirt all the time. Mm-hmm. Well, now I wear slacks and a button-up. People treat me differently when I'm in slacks and a button-up. Now, I don't do anything differently, I don't feel.
Right.
I'm not like half shaven with long hair anymore either. So used to when I would go in like a convenience store, the guy behind the counter would be like, "What's up, man? How you doing?" and talk to me. Now it's all like, "How you doing, sir?" "Yes, sir." And I was just like, man, I'm the same dude I was. I just got on nicer clothes because my job requires it. So I could see this lady may be having a little concern. I don't know that I would call the cops, because, that would just not be me. But I'm more comfortable around metal fans, and I'm sure the lady at the Scotland
Yes.
Historical Society is. So. Yeah, but, I hate their camper trip was ruined and their car windows were busted out. I mean, that would have been my first question is, y'all going to pay for my car windows?
Yeah.
Like, look, we're safe, we're fine. This is my son. We're not killing ourselves. We're just out here having a couple beers, cooking over the fire. We're going to camp out. And who is going to pay for my car windows? Like, how does that process work? Do you guys need to write out something for me, or I need to come down to the station tomorrow? Just let me know so we can go ahead and get that ball rolling.
Absolutely.
This is like a professor and a civil engineer. They aren't like dregs of
and
society.
Their kids.
Yeah, and their children. Yeah, they're like, those are respectable professions that anybody, you'd be proud if your kids did that for a living, either one. So, I don't know. It wasn't some just, guy.
Well, it's like a lot of motorcycle guys today.
Yes.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You got the Hells Angels and the Banditos.
Yeah, Banditos.
And they're bad dudes. But then at the same time, you got a lot of doctors, lawyers who are they've retired. And this is something they do on the weekends. They bought them a motorcycle and they like to dress the part and go out and ride.
Yes. They're actually live action role playing. Is what they're doing.
That's exactly. I've never thought of it that way, but that is exactly what they're doing.
Yes.
Yeah. Just the same way we role play professional podcasters.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So, the motorcycle guys. I saw a thing on Facebook this weekend that was talking about how if you mow your grass and the clippings and stuff get in the road, it can cause like a motorcycle to have a wreck.
Right.
Apparently, I didn't know that, but I was like, man.
I suppose if there's enough of them, but. Now, I'm not a motorcycle guy, but I spent a good 2-3 years of my life riding a motorcycle.
Oh, yeah?
And gravel is...
I think gravel would... I can see that.
That's horrible.
But I was just thinking, like, what if you're like a big Hell's Angel or something, and the thing that takes you out is grass clippings in the road? Like, how do you go back to the clubhouse and tell everybody, I don't know. It's like, that would hurt your ego, I would think. I also don't understand the need.
You probably have to spend 5 minutes doing the little knife thing with your fingers.
Right. Just to prove, I don't understand the need. Like I say, I'm not a motorcycle guy. All right, so I know motorcycles have loud pipes so everybody can hear them when they're riding on the road. But I don't know why when we're sitting at the stoplight and you're beside me on your motorcycle and I'm just trying to enjoy some tasty jams on the radio, why you have to constantly rev your engine up. Like, I know you're there. We're not even moving. So why are you revving your engine up?
That's because you're not intimidated enough.
Yeah,
yet.
I don't know, man. I'm just like, dude, I think you're cool. I want to roll down the window like, no, I really think you're cool, man. So you don't have to keep revving your engine up. Okay, yeah,
you got me.
You got a really awesome motorcycle, and I'm in a 2005 Toyota Avalon. You're way cooler than me, man.
Fist bump. Oh, wait, no, you're too cool.
Yeah, you're too cool. You wouldn't even associate with me.
Yeah, I would fist bump you, but you're too cool.
But I want to listen to the rest of this James Brown record I got on, and you're ruining it for me. I have some common courtesy. That's all I want. Like, why are you? And maybe if there are any bikers out there listening to the podcast, I'm not anti-biker in any way. I do think it's funny that grass clippings will take y'all out, but whatever. But email the show, earthoddity@planetmail.net, and tell me why you rev your engine at a stoplight. Like when you're standing still. I get it that you need loud pipes so people can hear you and not merge over onto you if you're in a blind spot or whatever.
Yeah.
But if we're sitting still, what's the deal? Is that like a function to keep it running? And if so, maybe you need a tune-up. Like, maybe, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Somebody let me know that. Come on, bikers.
Yeah.
Anyways, so let's move on to our next really exciting story. This comes to us from NPR, and the headline is "What to Do About the Poo-Poo Choo-Choo." Alabama town deals with a smelly situation. There are a lot of words and a lot of euphemisms to describe the cargo sitting in a Parish, Alabama rail yard. They call it sludge. AL.com reporter Dennis Pillion said. He said they call it biosolids. Or in other words, it's poop. Yeah.
Fancy word for poop.
Yeah. It's been there since February. At one point, as many as 250 containers of it, or some 10 million pounds, were sitting parked off the tracks in Parish, Alabama. Population 982. Parish is a little small town in Walker County. Home of, I can't remember his name. Chad Key used to play football for the University of Alabama. He was a quarterback turned wide receiver. It's so frustrating, Mayor Heather Hall told CNN, you can't sit on your porch, kids can't go outside and play, and God help us if it gets hot and that material is still out there.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yeah.
Why is there a train full of biosolid waste
All right.
in Alabama?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
So the most frustrating part is what they're saying is that the waste isn't even theirs. It's from New York and New Jersey, which, according to Pillion, regularly ship human waste as far as Alabama and Colorado. So several wastewater treatment plants from up there struck a deal to send their waste to a landfill in Adamsville, some 25 miles away from Parrish. Big Sky Environmental received a permit in December of 2016 to begin storing the waste in the landfill. But officials in Jefferson County, where Adamsville is located, Jefferson and Walker County border each other, ruled that Big Sky had to stop unloading there because the local rail yard didn't have proper zoning. So the company moved its unloading operation to Parrish, which is in Walker, and since February, that's where the cars have been. Residents say it smells like dead bodies. You can't open your door because that stuff gets in your house. It's really rough.
Oh, man.
Yeah. The rail yard's location makes it hard for some people to avoid the train cars. Hall points out, that's the mayor, points out that they're close to the baseball and softball field, and some homes are only 50 yards away from it.
Oh,
so
no.
you know it's kicking over there.
And it's about to get hot.
Yes. And the mayor said, what happened if it flies into somebody's house? Is that not a public health issue? And I'd have to agree. It seems to be a public health issue. But experts actually say it might not be. There haven't been reports of anyone getting sick. It isn't raw sewage. Instead, it's been processed into a form known as biosolids. A lot of that stuff might be closer to you than you would like to think about, they say. Though there are many containers are still there and still smelly, the town seems optimistic the problem will get better. Hall told AL.com this week that more than half of the containers have been removed, and New York City announced last month that it would stop sending waste to Big Sky's landfill. And so, odor or no, life goes on. Hall told AL.com that the Parrish Coal Fest will continue Friday and Saturday as planned, with an assist from mild weather, which I had to tell them they didn't get the weather they wanted on Saturday up in Parrish. Because temperatures are so low right now, she said the smell is not a problem. So we have hundreds of train cars full of poop sitting in Parrish, Alabama.
From New York and New Jersey.
Yeah, from New York.
That's a long way.
Yeah, it is a long way. And I'm sure it's probably a pretty hefty contract for that landfill, who's probably a little mad at the Jefferson County Commission, who said you can't unload it here anymore or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I thought railroads...
That's bizarre.
Yeah. I thought railroads ran the country, basically. You know, they pretty much exist outside of the laws of our country. Mm-hmm. So they could just come back in and go, well, we can unload here if we want to. You know, I feel like they have enough power to do that because they can block an intersection in the middle of Tuscaloosa for 45 minutes. Easy.
Yeah.
You know, like it ain't nothing. Like, I mean, they're right by the hospital. Ambulances need to get by, whatever. Nah, I don't care. Railroad, boom, we're stopped here. So, excuse me, I don't know how railroads work, but I know they have a lot of power, at least from what I've always been told. But I feel bad for the people in Parrish, you know.
Is there not a landfill closer?
I would think so. I would think you would find a stop somewhere like in... I
mean, that just seems so bizarre to me that,
Virginia
our city, we're going to
Carolina.
ship all our poop to Alabama.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. As a native of Alabama, I don't appreciate it, you know?
Well, I mean, it's got to go somewhere.
Right.
You know, and I guess up in, especially New York, if you think New York City...
I mean, we're already getting, Hollywood's crap on our TV. We got to get their bio waste from New York too. Come on.
I mean,
leave us alone.
Well, I just have to say they are under a time crunch to get that unloaded before the temperature goes up here.
Which will be soon. It was in the 80s on Friday.
I know. So it's coming, and it's going to be that summertime, hot, humid, and then they're going to add in poo stink to it, and that's going to be unbearable for everyone. So They need to do something, and they need to do it fast.
I would be curious where the mayor lives, because if he lives anywhere near that train, he's going to get something done about it.
Yeah, right.
But if he don't have to deal with it, it could be next summer before they do anything.
Yes. And I don't know if people remember Parrish a few years ago. It got to be on the national news before because a bunch of parents after a football game beat up the referees there.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like, excuse me, there may be a butt whipping coming for somebody at the railroad. I'm saying if you'll fight over,
and it
a
might
football
actually
game,
be warranted this time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yes. You better get this crap out of my town, and you better do it now. I'm gonna put my foot through your. Well, I better not say that. I'm gonna put my fist through your face. How's that? All right.
Right.
So,
well,
let's move along before I do something that gets me kicked off of the church council or something.
Okay. Our next story is, how do you pronounce that right there?
Ansonia.
All right, here we go. Ansonia man robbed bank and threw money over Taylor Swift's fence.
Okay.
All right, this comes from Ansonia.
Well, I know Taylor's hurting for cash, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think so.
Ansonia police arrested a man who they say robbed a bank, drove to Taylor Swift's house, and then threw money over the fence. Police said 26-year-old Bruce Rowley is accused of robbing the Webster Bank on Division Street in Ansonia on April 4th. According to police, Rowley then said he had a crush on Taylor Swift and he wanted to impress her. And so, like any normal thinking young man would do, he goes and he robs a bank.
That's how much I love you.
That's how you're going to impress your lady friend.
To commit a felony.
He reportedly, and give you a bunch of money you don't need. Because I don't know how much money he stole, but I promise you it wasn't as much as she's got. He reportedly drove to Taylor Swift's Rhode Island home, and then he threw some of the money over the fence that he had stolen. Rhode Island police,
like, here's $40 or whatever. What are you doing, man?
I mean, did he at least, maybe tweet at her, "Hey, I'm going to leave you some money"?
Yeah, like, hey, check outside by the front gate.
Because she's not going to find it. But when her security walks up and finds this big bag of money. I'm sure they're immediately going to be like, "Oh yeah, this is from Bruce Rowley.
Yeah,
he
Bruce
robbed the bank. Yeah,
hey Taylor, Bruce Rowley.
He left you something.
Yeah. Hey, we have a bag of money here from a Bruce Rowley. Seems to have a crush on you.
Yeah,
just didn't know if you knew about it. We found it out here in the shrubs.
She's like, "Oh yeah, he tweeted at me. He said he was going to stop by.
No, he said he was going to send that to me. No. Yeah, just put that in the vault with all the other cash we have, and I'll try to get back with him later on."
All right. Rhode Island police had located Rowley driving on I-95, and they tried to stop him, but he refused to stop.
Okay. Eventually, just robbed a bank. Okay.
Yes. Eventually, state troopers were able to stop Rowley's car at exit 89, where he was then taken into custody. He was arrested by Ansonia police on April 5th and charged with second-degree robbery and fourth-degree larceny. During his arrest, police said Rowley told them that he had planned on donating the money that he stole from the bank to the Ansonia Police Department. Okay. So he was like, "Well, look, I robbed this bank, but I gave some to Taylor, and then I'm going to give the rest to y'all."
Look, just consider me Robin Hood, guys. Really, just go ahead and take the cuffs off of me, because I was going to give it all to y'all anyways.
He's Robin Hood. He was held on a $100,000 bond, so I assume he's going to wish he had held on to some of that cash so he could bond out.
I mean, if you like Taylor Swift, that's fine. I have nothing against Taylor Swift as an artist or anything. Some people hate her or whatever. I think she's fine. She writes songs and she gets on the radio, and that's something to be commended in my mind.
Right.
But I just don't know that you're going to pick up really, I wouldn't say any woman. I would say a woman of a certain character level and up by robbing a bank. So
you're not going to impress Taylor Swift robbing a bank,
and you're not going to. She's got
Snooki.
Let me see.
Maybe
right.
You might impress her.
Let me Google Taylor Swift's net worth here real quick. And while I'm typing this in, I just want to address the fact that I have a cough, and it may be walking pneumonia. I don't know. It may develop into something even more. So I'm sorry for people listening. $280 million. She's worth $280 million.
Right.
This dude probably cleared maybe $50,000 from the bank robbery.
If he really had, if it was like a really good job, and he had it all planned out, and stake the place out beforehand.
Getting out of one person's drawer, he's probably just got a couple thousand.
Right.
That ain't gonna
not even enough to bond out with.
Taylor isn't even gonna sneeze. She won't even look your direction for $2,000. I bet. You know. Yeah. So. Yeah, sorry, man. You had a really bad plan.
I mean, it's so bad.
I don't try to, first of all, number one, for anybody out there, if you want to get a woman, I would say you need to at least learn how to make them laugh to begin with.
Right.
Because that's a very key. Like, if you're, all right, so if you're good looking, which I happen not to be, but if you're good looking, you really don't have anything to worry about. You can get a woman and you don't even have to be smart or funny or anything.
Right.
All right. But if you're not good looking like me, then you're going to have some more skills. And being funny is a very key one, Yeah. And being smart helps. And if you can make a lot of money, the more money you have, the uglier you can be and still get an attractive woman. Right. I mean, I'm just general information for all the single men out there who might listen to us.
I would like to throw this out, and this is just my personal experience. Yeah. And let me first say, I think all women are beautiful on the inside.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
I don't want to be called a pig.
Right. Yeah. No, they are.
But dude, down here in the South, you see attractive women with ugly dudes all the time, and it's because the ratio of good looking women is so stacked.
No, you're right.
That come down to the South. You don't have to be good looking.
Right, yeah, no. You'll see girls walking across the quad that look like Taylor Swift every day. So, you don't have to worry about it. Just, be a little charming. You don't have to rob a bank, Yeah. Maybe, major in a really good thing so you make a lot of money and marry you a good looking girl.
Or get a job at the local Taco Bell because it don't matter.
It don't matter. And I will say, you shouldn't marry a woman based on looks alone.
Right.
Now, as I tell my sons, if you're going to like women, there's nothing wrong with liking pretty women. Nothing at all wrong with that. And I encourage them to like pretty women. But there's a lot of other qualities that need,
that are more important.
Yeah, way more important. Looks fade. Like I tell everybody, you're both going to be old and ugly one day, so you better be able to connect on some other level than just physically. You know? So just keep that in mind for all you young men out there who are looking for a lady. There's a lot that goes into it, but robbing a bank is not one of them. No. Especially for Taylor Swift. Like, she's going out with John Mayer and stuff. She ain't worried about you, old dope, from New Jersey or wherever you are. Oh, come on, get real.
And she's only going to date you for a few months and then break up and write a song
about you. So maybe make $1 million off of the.
Maybe that was his. That was his true aim. He just wanted a song.
Well, and maybe she will write a song about how she found a bag of money in her yard, and now
she should write a song about the dude that robbed a bank for her and how pathetic he is.
Yeah, you stole money and you stole my heart. Get with me, Taylor. I'll write you a song real quick about that.
Yeah,
it'd be good. It'd be probably more Ray Stevens than what you're used to, but it could work. Everybody needs a little humor in music.
Yeah,
I mean, Weird Al's made a whole living off of it. But let's get into our next story that comes to us from the Daily Mail. Another charming young lady. It was a windy day. A Florida woman who's 26 tells police that cocaine they found in her bag must have flown in through the window. So she. A Florida woman tried to get out of being found with cocaine in her purse by telling police she had no idea where it came from and it must have blown in through the window.
It was a magic Coke fairy.
That's right. Kanika Posey was in the passenger seat of a car with which police in Fort Pierce, Florida stopped on March 21st. They said there was a strong smell of marijuana coming from the vehicle. Always a strong smell of marijuana coming from the vehicle.
Yeah.
It's just standard if you watch Cops. When they searched her bag, cops found a bag of marijuana and a small bag of cocaine. Posey readily admitted to owning the first drug, but said the second was not hers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about any cocaine. It's a windy day, she said. It must have blown through the window and into my purse. So, it could happen.
Well, kudos to the That's a friend's.
Yeah.
That I'm sure the cops hear every single day.
Right. Yes.
So kudos for trying something different. But the wind.
Yeah. No, I know.
You probably should have just stuck with the, hey, that's my friends.
Police, of course, didn't accept her unlikely version of events and took her into custody on one felony count of cocaine possession and a misdemeanor count of marijuana possession. And she was released on bond. So Kanika here made some mistakes. Number one, rolling around with a bag of blow in your purse. I do feel like maybe, because it said she was a passenger, maybe the driver had it in her pocket and was like, well, I'm going to slide it in your purse, But since they've probably been rolling around smoking a joint, and then the cops have probable cause to search both of them.
Right.
So that could have happened, and she didn't want to get her friend in trouble, like saying, well, that ain't mine, but, Mary Elizabeth over here had, had the coke on her. She must have put it in my bag. I don't know. But... It had to be a stiff wind. I mean, I don't know how much coke it was. I mean, but I'm sure it wasn't.
I'm assuming it was in a little baggie. It's not
right.
Like,
it wasn't like a kilo or something. That'd be like
or it wasn't
hurricane.
Like baby powder,
right?
Just blowing in the wind.
Yes. Yeah, it was a baggie, but what an unlikely excuse to go to. I would have been like, well, I borrowed this purse from somebody. They must have left it in there. Yeah.
Which even then, it's not going to work, is it? Like
if you're in possession of it,
every cop show I've watched, possession is 9/10 of the law.
Exactly. Yeah, you're not going to get out of it.
And incidentally, and I hope this doesn't make anybody mad out there, but I had someone who was way smarter than me give me some advice one time: never consent to a search, not because you have anything to hide, but because it's the law.
Right.
And you don't know what they're going to find.
Right.
If you consent to a search, maybe your teenager, went out with his buddies and he hangs out with somebody who maybe left something there. Don't matter.
Well, let me just offer some relevant experience advice that I've had. If you don't consent to a search, I'm going to tell you exactly what will happen to you.
You're going to sit there for a long time.
You're going to sit on the side of the road for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and they're going to show up with a dog. And then this dog, who was licking his crotch, right before they brought him over to you, is going to walk around your car, is going to do nothing noticeable to you, and they're going to say, well, he alerted on something, so now we have probable cause to search your vehicle. And I'm like, well, that's a dog. I could fake throw a tennis ball and fool it, and now we're going to believe it. And then they will proceed to search your car and not find anything and have to put all your crap back in, including your Taco Bell bags that are wadded up in the floor, everything, and let you go on about your way. So
that's still better than spending the night in prison, though.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm just saying, I wouldn't consent to a search either, and I say that as a guy who has no reason to worry about them searching my car at all anymore, okay?
It's just a rule.
But if you say no, they're going to search your car anyways, unless there's like the drug dogs tied up, doing something else.
Which I've also heard stories from other dudes who said that they sat there for 20 minutes and then they eventually walked up and said, okay, you're free to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Because whatever reason. But
if they really are wanting to search your car, I feel like if you catch them close to the end of the shift and you're like, no, don't search my car, they're going to be like, all right, let's wait around out like we're doing something, going home. But if it's like middle, they got,
and then you get this,
6 hours left.
What do you got to hide?
Yeah,
it's a rule.
Yeah,
my rule is don't consent to searches.
You know what? I have the Fourth Amendment on my side. That's what I would say. So don't worry, I'm not worried about y'all.
And there's a lot of cops out there who they don't consent. They're not going to consent to a search either.
Right? Yeah, I wouldn't either. It's your property.
Yeah,
and like it or not, our country was founded on a lot of personal property rights. So. You might as well take advantage of it if you have it.
Maybe I should follow that up with saying, if you are a criminal and you do have something to hide, just go ahead and consent.
Right. Well, how about let's just do this. Let's just not ride around with illegal stuff in our car, and then when nobody has to worry about anything. You know. So that's probably the best plan for everyone. Not that our audience is a bunch of druggies or anything, but it may you never know. Somebody may listen to it. And don't be riding around getting high with the Coke in your purse, and you won't have to worry about any of this.
Well, in the future, robots are going to be driving us around everywhere anyway.
Exactly right.
So
we discussed that.
Nobody will own cars.
Like how
and this will be a thing of the past.
Yeah, if I go to the bar and tie one on and get completely drunk and let my car autopilot itself home
right.
while I'm in the back seat, can you give me a DUI?
My Ubered, right. Self-driving car.
Yes, right. Which will run over somebody, by the way.
That's true. Okay, this next story here is, I want to save some time for another one. So let me give you a choice. You want the Australian court dismisses a 1.8 million case, or do you want the topless Cosby protester?
Ooh, I don't know. Those are both good. And it's hard for me to turn down topless anything. So,
all right. This is a bizarre story. Okay. Topless Cosby protester was actress on his 90s show.
Okay.
Bill Cosby, as I'm sure everybody out there knows,
had a little problem.
He's in a little bit of trouble.
That got himself in a pickle.
And his first trial was a mistrial because of the jury. I guess they just couldn't agree.
Right, yeah.
And the prosecutors, they've decided to go ahead and try it again.
Sure.
So we're going to go for a second time. And a topless protester with, quote, "Women's Lives Matter" written on her body jumped a barricade and got within a few feet of Bill Cosby on Monday as the comedian walked into a suburban Philadelphia courthouse for the start of his sexual assault retrial. Quote, "Protesting Bill Cosby was important for us because he is a man who has been disempowering women's bodies for decades, and it's being naked today. I was symbolically taking back the ownership of all the victims' bodies and redefining it as a political tool as opposed to a sexual object," Nicole Rochelle wrote in a released statement. So,
okay. I mean, I respect anyone's right to protest, just like I respect anyone's right to the Fourth Amendment, to deny search and seizure or whatever. So,
Rochelle, 38, was charged with disorderly conduct for darting in front of Cosby. She appeared a few times on The Cosby Show in the early 1990s, according to her IMDb page. Quote, "When I was 12 years old, I did reoccur on The Cosby Show, but regardless of whether I had been on the show or not, I would have been here today protesting on behalf of femmen and for the rights of women worldwide," Rochelle wrote in another statement. She acted on the show under the name Nicole Leach. A friend confirmed the appearances. The New Jersey native, who currently lives in France, is accused of disrobing and lunging in front of the comedian and his entourage as they walked into the Montgomery County Courthouse on Monday morning. Her body was scrawled with the names of dozens of Cosby accusers, as well as the words "Women's Lives Matter." Television cameras captured sheriff's officers pulling her into a bush before she was handcuffed and then led away.
She got all scratched up and stuff.
Probably.
Oh, you better hope it wasn't a sticker bush.
Cosby seemed startled by the commotion. Well, I would be too. As a half dozen protesters chanted at him. "I wanted him to be uncomfortable at the very least," she told NBC 10. "I don't think it was fair that these women are now uncomfortable for the rest of their lives." Which is a good point.
I mean, I would say I do question your method of getting topless and protesting a guy who has assaulted women before.
That is kind of odd.
It seems a little weird. Yeah.
That is the key. That's the thing that makes this whole story odd. It's not that she's protesting Bill Cosby. Good for her. Good for her that she's going to stand up. For these women who have allegedly been assaulted.
Yes, right.
Which he kind of admitted to it, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so good on her. But what I don't understand is people who get naked when they protest.
Right.
Why? PETA does that.
Yes.
I don't understand it.
I guess it's like shock value in a way, you know. But to me, I mean, situational appropriateness might need to come into play, and for a guy who has taken advantage of ladies before, who apparently has some problems in that maybe stripping down is not the way you want to confront that particular person.
Right.
So, maybe Rochelle or whatever her name was, she might need to rethink that in the future. Just wear a T-shirt and write "Women's Lives Matter" on it. Yeah, that works. Carry a sign. That's traditional.
Or was it Kathy Griffin? She definitely got a response, and she wasn't naked when she did it.
Right? Yeah, you don't have to get naked to get a response. And I haven't Googled to see this lady or anything, but most of the time the people who will take their clothes off are not the ones you want taking their clothes off. I just throw that out there, it'd be like me, nobody wants to see me strip down and protest, whatever. It's just, that's not a good look. I'm not going to pull anybody into our side of the movement, whatever it might be. So
anyway.
Oh yeah.
Authorities told Rochelle to stay away from the courthouse, a warning that she says that she will heed. So good for her.
Yeah.
I mean, she's made her point,
right.
So now she's going to stay away. Rochelle, an actress, said she didn't have any bad experience with Cosby when she was on the show, which means she was 12 at the time.
Yeah.
She says he was funny and he was like a father figure. So you can imagine when I found out these allegations later on, it definitely hit home to some degree.
Yeah, it better hurt her feelings.
Yeah, I would imagine so, yeah. She is a member of the European feminist group Femen, which is known for staging topless protests around the world. She posted a photo of herself wearing a Hello Friend sweatshirt with friend crossed out and rapist written below that. On Facebook on Monday morning. In the post, she claims the photo was taken in front of the address used for exteriors on The Cosby Show and calls for justice to finally be served. So, I guess, I'm with you. I just echo the sentiment that good for her for protesting. Yeah. And if Cosby is guilty, and it really looks like he's guilty, then I want justice to be served as well.
Right.
But,
that's just situational appropriateness, and she seems to be pretty well adjusted. She made her point. She's not going to keep doing it or anything. She may go topless protest something else tomorrow, but not Cosby anymore.
I'll say this: you've heard the term "fight fire with fire."
Yeah.
Maybe in this case, you should fight fire with water.
Yeah. Right. Yes. Right.
I think water will do a better job of putting out the fire than more fire in this case.
Yeah. Good for her, but I don't know that that's the method I would have taken. But I'm not a big protesting guy anyways, so.
Right.
You want to do one more here?
Yeah.
I got Argentinian officers fired after claiming mice ate half a ton of missing marijuana.
That's a lot.
Yeah, 8 police officers claim mice ate the cannabis, but forensics experts explain that mice would not mistake the drug for food. The disappearance of the drugs was discovered during an inspection of a police warehouse for impounded drugs in the town of Pilar, 60 kilometers outside the capital of Buenos Aires. The cannabis had been in storage there for 2 years, but the 600 kilograms that had been registered, only 5,460 kilograms were found. Suspicion fell on the city's former police commissioner, Javier Specia, who had left the inventory for the impounded marijuana unsigned when he left the post in April 2017. His replacement commissioner, Emilio Portero, noticed the shortfall and notified the force's Internal Affairs Division, who inspected the warehouse. Called before Judge Adrian Gonzalez Chavare, Specia, the former chief, and 3 of his subordinates all offered the same explanation. The missing narcotics had been eaten by mice. Yeah.
I'm suspicious.
Me too. But forensic experts told courts that they doubted even a large number of rodents could have eaten so much marijuana. Buenos Aires University experts have explained that mice wouldn't mistake the drug for food, and that if a large group of mice had eaten it, a lot of corpses would have been found in the warehouse. The 4 police officers have been called to testify before the judge, and excuse me, I told you about that cough, in May. The judge will seek to determine if the missing marijuana was the result of expedience or negligence. The former chief, also faces an internal police investigation into why he has not yet presented his sworn income statement for 2017. So apparently, it appears this guy was probably selling evidence or whatever,
yeah,
or at least rolling his own out of the thing. But I mean, a half a ton. That's what's a ton's 2,000 pounds. That's 1,000 pounds of weed that's gone. And I don't even feel like personal consumption.
How many mice would it take to eat that much?
That'd take a lot. I mean, a lot. And then you talk about them binging on some cheese.
I was just going to say, after they eat all that marijuana, there's not going to be any food in the town left.
They just ravage the whole town. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. And, so this dude apparently was letting it, at least in my expert opinion, was apparently letting it be resold, or they were selling it on the side or whatever.
Yes.
To make a little extra cash flow. I don't know. Since he's not reporting his income statement, that seems to be the case to me. It's definitely not mice, though. But, anything goes down in Argentina. Yeah, Argentina.
Well... We actually don't have any community. We don't have any reviews, and we didn't get any emails. Nobody wanted to talk to us.
No,
but we can talk about Cajun Curl.
Exactly. Yeah, we can talk about Cajun Curl some more. Still loving it. I'm still loving it. I don't know if you're out here listening to this and you've heard us talk about them before and you haven't gotten any, then I would just call you dumb for not taking advantage of that. You need to go to CajunCurl.com and get you some, because it is amazing.
You know what I did this weekend?
What's that?
My wife is a huge fan of scallops, and I like them too, but she's a really huge fan. And I'll go and I'll get them like frozen, and I'll actually pan sear them at the house sometimes.
Nice.
So we were having some scallops, and typically I just season them with salt and pepper. And my wife, she's had this thing with her blood pressure lately. They told her to kind of lay off the salt, so I've been just using pepper, and they're still good, but they're not as good.
Sure.
But the other day when I was getting them ready, it just hit me. I was like, wait a minute. Cajun Curl
time
is low sodium.
That's right.
And it's, a little spicy, but not too spicy. So I used the Cajun Curl on seasoned my scallops with the Cajun Curl. It was the bomb.
I bet
it was delicious.
I put some on grilled cheese. I'm not as fancy as you. Well, see, all right, so you go to a lot of dead shows and stuff like that over the years. Grilled cheese is a staple
Right.
parking lot food. And normally, the good ones, people will put garlic salt on. That's how I've always made mine. My wife doesn't like garlic salt or whatever. So this time, I was like, I'm going to kick it up a notch with some Cajun Curl. Boom, it was amazing. I'm thinking about quitting my job, going on tour this summer with a few bands, just doing Cajun Curl
in the parking lot,
cheese in the lot, working my way town to town, show to show.
That sounds like the life.
Oh yeah, I think it would be. Really,
you can get like a van, like a 70s Volkswagen van.
Yeah. So like if Deidre ever leaves me, that's what I'll do for my living. I just go be a hobo, really. Just travel around in my VW bus. Set up my grill in the parking lot at shows.
Sell grilled cheese sandwiches.
Sell grilled cheese, maybe deal in some crystals. Crystals are real big for those guys. They only get, whatever crystals they want. Not crystals, the little
I was going to say, what kind of crystals?
Crystals like, they think they like have healing power, whatever crap. They, none of those people are weird. So, but I can probably make some money off of them.
Yeah.
So, go to, a thrift store and buy some crystals and sell them like, oh yeah, I found this in the jungle of Amazon, and they're like, oh wow, man, yeah, let me get one, dude.
Or my neighbor brought these back from Indonesia.
Yes, right, yes. Went over there on a spiritual journey, but I really found a load of them.
They were prayed over by Tibetan monks.
I really just got them at the gift shop at Moundville or whatever. I scraped the sticker off of them and start reselling them.
Yes.
A kid that used to work for me is like deep in the crystal life. Like goes.
There's a crystal life now?
Oh, you don't even know, man.
I don't.
All right. So I could go on a whole thing about hippies with this.
Yes.
Because he like goes around to countries and he's like a crystal broker.
For real?
Oh yeah. No, he's into it. He's
like
kind
of like diamonds, but they're crystals.
They're crystals, right? Yes.
Right.
Horrible employee. It was a horrible employee. I mean, he was horrible. But at least he's made, he's carved out his niche and he's got him a little business going, and that's what he does. So, good for him, but I don't put a whole lot of stock into crystals. Some people do, but they're like, "Oh, it's aligning my chakra." They're like, "God, what is this crap you're talking about?" That's what I think. But I would never tell them that to their face. I'm sorry if they listen to this, or if you're listening to this, you're into crystal stuff. Keep on doing what you're doing. I just don't believe in it. So.
On the other hand, podcast, they will align your chakra.
Yes.
And you want to align your chakra to the positive, which is what Earth Oddity exclusively does.
Right. And if you want to kick your chakra into overdrive, you get you some Cajun Curl. And go to CajunCurl.com, get you some of that, sprinkle it on whatever. Sprinkle it on yourself, And it'll
sprinkle it on your chakra while you're practicing your mantra.
Exactly. Yes. I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like I would really like yoga. I do. I've always thought that. I love TCBY.
Yeah. But downward dog, delicious.
Well, that's what I say. When I stretch, I feel great. Like you get a good stretch in. So I feel like I would really like yoga. I just don't know that I would like the people that do yoga, and I don't know that I can pull off the outfits that you do yoga in. So I'm out of that. All of that puts me out of yoga. So
right.
I don't know. I got a cousin who's really into it. Excuse me. She appears to be quite good at it. I know nothing about yoga, but she does all this crazy poses and stuff, and that's awesome. I would like look at it and be like, man, I would really like to be able to do that. It looks so cool, and I bet you it's like calming and everything. But then I'm like, but I can't wear tights,
Right.
Like my body is not built for tights.
No, me either.
And I don't think they'll let you do it in a pair of slacks. I don't know if you can
We should
or not.
start baggy yoga.
Regular guy yoga.
Yeah.
Come on down. You got people in there like NASCAR T-shirts and cut off blue jeans and stuff.
And we sell yogurt, and all the flavors of yogurt are like named after the poses.
There you get
this is the Happy Baby.
Yes, right. That's what I was gonna say. Let me get 2 scoops of Happy Baby.
That's a great idea. We are geniuses. Why are we not rich yet?
I don't know. I keep thinking hopefully somebody will just come along and be like, hey, you know what? You guys have got some great ideas. Let me just pay you millions of dollars to develop this.
Put us in a think tank.
Yeah, right. Yes.
Yeah.
And we just want to get your ideas, and y'all just sit in a room and talk, and we would figure it out.
And we will keep the popcorn and Mountain Dew Code Red coming.
Exactly. Right. I'll be like, well, I only want you to put Cajun Curl on my popcorn, which is good, by the way, if you hadn't done that. So
yeah.
Popcorn's a big snack at our house.
Do we want to do a contest this week?
Absolutely. Let's give away some Cajun Curl.
Let's give away, because I was thinking that the other day. We got some Cajun Curl, and I'm going to eat it all if we don't start giving it away.
Yeah, y'all better come and get it from me. I'm burning through it, man. Sometimes I consider snorting it just for fun, just see what would happen.
That is the new social media craze. We got to start that.
Cutting up a line and snorting it.
You're still on Tide Pods?
Yeah.
You need to snort Cajun Curl.
The Cajun Curl challenge.
Oh, that's funny.
Hey, that would work, man.
That's awesome.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, we could give away some. Let's think of a good way. I would like to do, like maybe if you like the Facebook page and comment and share our podcast that we're going to post up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like the first, 3 people who do it. Mm-hmm. And then we will get in touch with you and send you some Cajun Curls. Does that sound cool to you?
That sounds cool.
All right. And then if, they like the podcast page and they haven't before, that's one person closer to me getting a dragon tattooed on my butt. So.
Yeah, I was fixing to say, we could do an update, but we've got one like.
Yeah, it's fell off. It's falling off so fast.
Guys, we're halfway through the month of April.
There's no way.
You are not even a quarter of the way.
Right.
Part of me wants to just go ahead and call it right now.
It's not. I will say right now, I'm saying with 100% confidence, it will not happen. My butt will remain as lily white as it always has been, unblemished in every way. So, good news for my wife, who was not happy. I don't think about me choosing that little bet.
I tried to tell them that, hey.
Oh, there were a lot of people
too lazy.
Yeah, people were like really fired up the day I put it on my Facebook. And they're like, "Oh, we're going to make this happen." I was like, "No,
you're going to be super excited about it for 24 hours, and then you're going to go back to, like you said, arguing about gun control or something."
And that's exactly what happened with all of them. So, You know,
Mark Zuckerberg had to go testify in Congress, and everybody got so concerned about privacy.
Oh, yeah. Facebook's going to,
which all these years, no one cared.
Nobody.
You know.
Nobody cared. Which
I was the only person saying, "Do we really want to put up all this information for all to see?"
I don't care. I don't. You know, take my information and do what you will. My life's an open book, so you know I don't care. Do whatever you want to.
Well, the reason we're mad about it is because Trump got elected. Right. That's why we're mad.
Yes.
You know.
But yeah, if Russians want to take my information and push political ads my way, that's fine. I don't care or do whatever they did with it. I don't even know. I haven't even kept up with it because I really don't care. I don't have anything. I mean, if you want to steal my identity, please do, because
you'll go get a better one.
Yeah, my life is not that grand. Like, I have a lot of debt and all kind of stuff. So come and get it, someone. Please take it all off of my hands. I lay awake at night worried about it. So just come and get it. Let me take somebody else's. I'll switch with you. Even swap. Let's do it. Come on.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yes.
Well,
so come on, like our page, share and comment on our podcast when we post it tomorrow, or maybe late this night, tomorrow probably.
And we'll let you if the post that you share with the link to our show, do we want to make sure it's the Podbean, the one that Podbean puts out or whatever, that post, that's the one.
Right.
I'll try to, or no, take that, I'll cut that out. I will post a link for our iTunes and also our Stitcher.
Yeah.
And that'll be like the official post to share.
Right.
First 3 people who share it and comment under the post. Like, hey, this is Billy Bob Joe Thornton from Greenbow. And I want my free spice.
Right. What was the lady's
name? That'll be number 1.
What was the lady's name from Talladega who put up the pictures of the moon?
Oh, I can't remember. What was her name?
I hope she wins, though.
Yeah. I hadn't seen anything from her. We should check in.
Yeah, I'm going to be like, are you okay?
This is Tiny from the Earth Oddity podcast, and we're just checking in.
We just want to make sure everything's going all right over there. The aliens got you? Yeah.
Yes.
That's an inside joke. I mean, maybe 5 people who listen to this will know what we're talking about. But
that was old school. That was old school Earth Oddity.
That's why you need to interact with us on Facebook. You'll see stuff like that.
Well, you have been listening to the Earth Oddity podcast. We thank you so much for listening to us, no matter where you get us: iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, TuneIn.
Amazon Fire.
a new app, Castbox. We're available on Castbox now.
All right.
No matter where you get us, we thank you so much for listening. We hope you have an excellent week. You can also follow us on Twitter. We are @_Earth Oddity. And just to let you know, sometimes there's some stories that are maybe a little too spicy for the show, but we tweet them out. Yeah. So you're missing out.
Yes, you are. We got a devoted and core Twitter following crowd. So
all 10 of them.
Get in on that. Get in early on the ground floor.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Hit us up on our Instagram. That's Earth_Oddity_podcast. And then, of course, like our Facebook page, Earth Oddity Podcast.
Join our Facebook group.
Yeah. Join the Facebook group. Post. Interact with us. Email us.
Yes.
I mean, really, come on. We need y'all. We're doing it for y'all. And the ones who enjoy it, we love, and we appreciate you listening.
And we'll see you next week.
That's right. Bye-bye. Sorry I coughed all episode.
This has been a very odd production. Thanks for listening.